Hey everybody, and welcome back to I Got This podcast with LEX and MGP. My name is Lex. I've been a personal trainer for 7 years now. Martha is my client, and she has been with me for 4 years. Over our time together, she's lost over 60 pounds, and we have learned so much together. We've learned what works, what doesn't work, and more importantly, we've had so much fun doing it. So join us each and every week as we talk about whatever the hell we want. Today we're talking about how to move more. We're going to give you a 10-step process on how to do so. Hey everybody, and welcome back to I Got This podcast with Lex and MGP. I said we got a 10-step process on how to move more. We do not. We're just going to be talking about moving more, but yet I found that funny. So
we're going to make up 10 if we have to.
I guess.
Maybe number one, just start laughing at your co-host.
Four things that we wrote down, but so it's not 10 steps.
That's Lex math. Come on, we know.
10-step process. I just think it sounds catchy. This is your 10-step process.
Clickbait.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. All right, guys. So in our previous episode, we talked about obesity rates in America and how they are skyrocketing to scary amounts of numbers heading into 2030, which is very true. And it's happening, and we're on our way there. So we are going to talk about how to prevent that by moving more, which actually seems very, very... It seems easy, but it's not.
No, it seems obvious, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah. Right. So the first way, in our short summer series, so this episode will be shorter, possibly will range around 10 to 15 minutes.
I guess we'll see.
We will see. So the first way we talked about was walking. Obviously, walking is going to be the most basic, most effective, most realistic way for you to move more.
And almost anyone can do it.
Almost anyone can do it.
But easier said than done.
Definitely easier said than done. I feel as though we think we are walking a certain amount, and then you put your Apple Watch or your Fitbit on.
You're like, how is that correct? I've said that so many times.
Your steps are usually tremendously lower than you believe.
Oh, yeah.
It's shocking. So I think the number one way that I would recommend, we always make fun of those people who say, well, I always take the stairs, or I park farther away from work so I can get my steps walking in. But I'm going to say things like that are things that are going to allow you to move your body more on a daily basis.
Sure.
When you are going out in public, whether that means literally taking the stairs up and down wherever you're going, parking farther away, making an effort to walk around your office, whether you're in an office building. But again, all of these things are very tricky based on your work environment. If you work from home.
Oh, yeah.
So the next thing is being intentional about it.
And it is something. I mean, I've thought that too. Like, I won't look at my watch and I'll think, oh, I probably have 5,000 steps already. And I look down, it's like 1,800. I'm like, how is that possible? So I have to be intentional about it. And I've thought, okay, I'll walk to the far restroom when I'm at work instead of the close one. It's still only 200 steps, but it's better than 20 to the short one. I know.
And then so shockingly, the average amount that you should be walking is 15,000 steps a day. That is very, very hard for most.
That's a crazy busy day for me to get to that.
It's very hard for most Americans to get to. So the more realistic goal is going to be 10K to start. And that's going to be, again, very difficult for most people to get to, but more realistic.
Yeah, it's hard. I actually, when I started kind of tracking my steps, looked to see what my average was for like a month. And it was like 4,000, not 4 steps. Yeah. And so then I purposely had to try to intentionally add more. And finally I got to like where it was an average of 8. And then that's when I kind of was able to make the jump. Okay, I'm going to try to get 10. Yes. Do I get 10 every day? No.
And the other thing is, so you have to be intentional, not just about your steps, but your activity levels, your activity in general, right? So like if you have a job like Martha, who's a teacher, she's going to be walking tremendously more. I'm a personal trainer. I'm obviously walking tremendously more.
But even though I do, I still had to make it intentional.
Exactly.
It's hard. I am very guilty of not getting them in if I don't think about it.
Exactly. And so the people who work from home, it's, I think, the most difficult.
I can't even imagine.
You are sitting at your desk all day long. It's usually very, very busy. So getting up, going for like a walk. And so let's say you go for like a 3 or 2 mile walk. That still takes 40 minutes. And you also need to like make lunch. Like it's a big chunk out of a work day to take away and step away from your desk. So I do have a few options or recommendations. Number one is always going to be getting your Apple Watch, seeing how many steps that you are getting in on a daily basis, making sure it's a healthy amount. Number two is going to be a walking desk. Honestly, you can get little track pads on Amazon in which you can get an elevated desk, but like, or you could even do it at like a bar, but you're constantly walking at like a slow pace.
Okay.
That is a tremendous way.
Have you tried one?
Yeah, we have one at Burn actually.
Okay. I've never tried it. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a very low mile per hour rate. So
Okay.
it's like 2 miles per hour, very low rate. And you're just kind of slowly stepping continuously.
So just getting some movement.
It's really all it is keeping your blood flowing as opposed to sitting stagnantly in one spot.
Okay.
And then the third piece is incorporating more fun movement into your day. Obviously, movement, being intentional, like, oh, I have to go for 3 walks a day, doesn't always sound like fun, right?
Right.
And then even we'll talk more about exercise in itself, but trying to incorporate, like, I know a lot of people who are in like intramural softball leagues and do like intramural sports as well, or doing things with their children on a daily basis that get them outside. I think that is one of the best ways to intentionally create movement. You were saying you played spike ball yesterday?
Yeah, with the kids.
That's
awesome. We're not children anymore, by the way. They're adults, but yes.
But it's still super, super fun.
Oh, yeah.
Pickleball, super fun sport, fastest growing sport in America, because everybody can play it, which is super fun. So there are like really intentional ways in which you can just walk on a daily basis, but then there are ways you can get something that feels less like a task and more like a party, right? So I think attacking those type of things is going to help you get more movement into your day no matter what. Now let's talk about exercise.
Okay.
Why don't most people like to exercise?
At least the people I know that don't like to exercise, and when I say most people, I'm including myself in the beginning. One, they get sweaty. They don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to be sweaty. They don't want to put in the time. They don't want to. They don't want to have to put in the time and then come home and have to shower and redo hair and makeup. That was me.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
And it's kind of, these reasons seem really superficial, but I was totally guilty of this. It just seemed like a lot of effort for not a lot of reward. And why?
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. I think most people feel the exact same. They're like, I don't want to get super sweaty, get my hair all dirty, and then have to. So number one, take time out of my day to do it. Go to the gym, take time out of my day to do that.
I mean, that's an hour just right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then go home and then get ready for the day. It sounds crazy.
Yeah. Especially depending on the time that you would go, for sure.
Yeah. It's almost like, where's the efficiency in that? Even me, myself, like I work at a gym. So even when I'm at the gym, I'm like, I don't want to work out because I just don't want to get sweaty in the middle of a work day, but I do it anyway sometimes. Right. So it's really a tricky thing because I think that's the hardest thing to start to get past.
Yeah.
But I think one of the best things is to approach a more enjoyable activity for you. If you want intense results, like true results in which you want to look a certain way, you're going to have to get sweaty and strength train. But if you just want to be healthier, there are different approaches that you can take. You can take a Peloton workout in your basement. You can do Pilates classes. You did jazzercise to start.
That's what got me kind of at least moving.
And moving is just the goal. To prove to yourself that you can do something. I know a girl who does dance 3 days a week. I know a girl who goes hiking 3 days a week. If movement is the goal to keep you consistently, like, if that's step one, and that's all it is find something that you enjoy and incorporate into a daily routine. If you want to push past that and start to look more toned and your physique to truly, truly change, you will need to learn how to weight train.
Right.
You will need to take more weight training classes. Things will have to ramp up a little bit heavier. But we're talking step one, how to move your body if you just genuinely do not like getting sweaty and feeling nasty.
Yeah. No, that was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
Now it's fine. But it takes a long time to get over that.
It really does.
Yeah.
It does.
And I think part of it too is I didn't feel good about the way I looked or felt. So, you can control your hair and makeup pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
And, one workout, you're not in shape, right?
Correct.
So that you don't see the payoff there.
Yeah.
But if you spend, extra time doing your hair, you see the payoff right away.
Right.
So I think that was part of it for me.
I totally understand that. And even as a male, I think you feel like you're dressed and ready for the day. I think, I'm not saying this is 100% true. I think men do have it slightly easier. All they got to do is rinse off. They don't have that hair makeup aspect, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And if I am, please reach out. Let me know I am. But I definitely agree. I think for women, it's a lot of that for sure.
And in not having that time now, I've actually gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, well, gym hair, don't care kind of thing.
Yeah.
Put it in a pony and go.
Yeah.
But it took a long time for me to get past that.
And it will take time. You just have to, which I hate to say it, honest truth is you just have to do it.
Yep.
And then the final piece is mobility. Mobility is a big piece that you can add in as well. So like, let's say you don't like standing up and like just going for a long walk, yoga, stretching, dynamic stretching. I think that we are all just so stiff. And the reason why we don't move is because we're ungodly, uncomfortable, and severely in pain. And I feel like if we don't, because of that, people want to move a lot less, when in reality, like if you just started working on stretching and moving your body in dynamic ways on a regular basis.
As we both start doing.
Yeah, we start rolling our shoulders on back and working on your posture and drawing your abs and working on little dynamic things, you will feel a tremendous difference in your overall movement patterns. But it's learning how to move your body. Go back and listen to our braced position episode, learning how to brace. So you can practice that while you're sitting at your desk, while you're walking. You can learn to do a quick yoga, 5-minute yoga video and things like that. Like our bodies are like rubber bands and they are meant to move. And the more stiff they get, the harder it is to move, right?
And no one likes to do anything uncomfortable, me included.
Yeah.
And sometimes those stretches, you're like, ooh, but then it feels good. So
yeah, exactly.
You just have to learn.
You got to learn to stretch. Dynamic stretching feels so good. Are there any other ideas that you can think of to take care of yourself and increase your activity levels on a daily basis?
Increase my activity levels. Well, honestly, the dog. Get a dog.
Get a dog.
Get a dog. So the dog will make you want to walk.
Have a baby.
Yeah. Put him in the stroller.
If you want a real drastic life change, get a dog or have a baby. I'm just kidding.
They're not quite the same level. I've done both. So.
I'm just kidding. Don't. That is not real advice. Don't take it as such.
And frankly, near the end of the pregnancy, you're not probably moving as much. But no, the dog will let me know that it's time to go for a walk. And actually that's, one of the things you do feel, whether it is putting a kid in the stroller or the dog, but that is one way to get out there and get moving. I mean, honestly, we did it a few episodes. We went for a walk and grab a friend, grab your partner, whatever, and go out. Instead of sitting down and having a conversation, go for a walking conversation.
Exactly.
That one is always a good one.
I think that's great. And even just going for a phone call. I don't have a friend in the neighborhood I can go for a walk with.
Well, you can throw your headphones on. Yeah, exactly.
Go for a walk, call someone, listen to a podcast, music, bop around. I think just getting up and doing it truly is the hardest part. So I think slowly incorporating it into your routine as a habit is number one. Figuring out a way just to move a little bit more every day, whether that is stepping farther away, taking the stairs, finding movement that you enjoy, but add it in one day a week. Say every Wednesday, I'm going to go hiking if I enjoy that, right? Or every morning I'm going to go for a walk just around the block. You start there, you're in a really good spot. It's about being 1%, not even 1% better, 0.5% better. If you're doing that, then you're in a really, really good spot.
Yeah. No, progress is progress.
Progress is progress.
There you go.
All right. I think this is a very successful short summer episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably long enough that you could just probably walk a mile and listen to it.
Boom. I really like that. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And
I got this. Hey guys, thanks for listening this week. Please leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. For more I Got This content, please make sure to follow, like, and share on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or you can always go to our website, igotThisPod.com for more info. As always, thanks for listening. See you next Monday.